Good morning, Hot Tots, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm just going to talk to you about carb cycling. I've done this before, and honestly, when I did it before, I wasn't as good at creating or making recipes that I like. And now that there's so much out there on the internet for low carb and stuff, I feel like this will be so much easier this time around. If you're new here, hi, I'm Sophie. I've been trying to lose weight for like 3 years, like consistently. I was on WW. I'm now counting calories as of right now. And I just think I really want to include carb cycling. So carb cycling, you can think of it this way. Carb cycling has a lot of benefits. It's where you have some days where you eat very low carb. And then you have other days where you eat very high carb. And then other days where you just eat kind of normally. But it keeps your body guessing as to what it needs to use to burn for fuel. So when you have low carb meals and you're eating very low carb, your body doesn't have carbohydrates to use to burn for energy because you're not eating a bunch of carbs. So what it'll do is it'll go to your fat to burn your fat for energy. Now, when people are in that state, like low carb for a long time, it slows your metabolism down over time because it knows that it needs to use fat and not carbs, and it just slows everything down. But when you're carb cycling, the days that you're eating low carb, it starts to use your fat as its energy source. Then you go up to high carb. And so it's like, oh, cool, we have carbs. And then it's burning your carbs for energy too. Then you're going back to low carb again. And so it just kind of keeps your body guessing and just keeps it burning and keeps that metabolism up. Whereas if you stay in a ketogenic diet, a lot of times it can slow your metabolism down over time. And then same thing with high carb. It's not like you can't have high carb, but your metabolism, like you're using all these carbs for energy and it's not using your fat. So it helps for a bunch of reasons. One, it burns fat more efficiently. So just because your body's using your fat for your energy source and not your carbs. Like on the low carb days, it taps into your fat. So that's getting some of that fat out of there, which we love that. Boost your metabolism because your body never knows what's really going on. Like, so it doesn't slow your metabolism down. So when you're kind of doing the same thing consistently, like calorie deficit, and you're eating this pretty much like, cause I feel like I eat about the same amount of carbs every day, which is pretty high. Like I love carbs. So I eat a pretty high amount of carbs. Your body knows what's going to happen. So it kind of slows everything down and keeps something at a steady state instead of letting it rev up. So this really helps to boost your metabolism. Also, if you have like super high carb days, like that's why sometimes, you'll have a weekend, right? Where you go and eat with all of your friends and you overeat almost, and you do like almost like a refeed day, where you're eating a bunch of carbs, you're eating things you don't usually, and sometimes you weigh yourself 2 days later and you actually weigh less. And it's because your metabolism got boosted because you've been on a calorie deficit for so long that you finally ate all these calories and it finally let go of that fat because it thought, oh, we get a lot of calories. Oh, okay, we can relax. So it helps to like boost your metabolism that way. And it increases your metabolic flexibility because your body's constantly flowing from burning fat to burning carbs to burning fat to burning carbs. And it's not in a state of panic because it's getting used to like, oh, we're just like hopping around the town. Like nothing's ever staying the same. So it's kind of like a hybrid car, like you have gas in you, but you also have a power source. So depending on what you need and what you're running out of, you use the other, and it just helps you to go a longer distance. You know what I mean? Kind of things. Look how bad my hair looks. I also wanted to interject. I forgot to put this in there. So my body type, I remember my personal trainer told me this, is that I'm an endomorph, which if you want to look that up, I'll put it up here. And basically like body types like mine, where you hold your fat mostly in your stomach and like your upper thigh area, and your body acclimates really quick to anything you do. So you could work out for a week and lose weight, and then the next week you're already acclimated. Or you could go on a diet for a month or two, and then the next month you're already acclimated. If you were like me, we had the best body type for survival back in the day because our bodies could slow our metabolisms fast and could make them fast quickly as well. It can just acclimate so quickly. So that's also what helps with carb cycling, is that it doesn't allow your body to acclimate like it doesn't stay in the same state for long enough for your body to acclimate. So your metabolism just keeps going fast. And that's what I meant to also add in, but I forgot. But anyways, look up endomorph if you want. But I was like laughing and I'm like, well, I would survive if the apocalypse happened and we couldn't eat. I would be a survivor. Whereas you fast metabolism people, like thinner people or, you know, whatever, would not. So that's cool. It's really funny, but anywho, so moving on. I did this years ago when I had a personal trainer. I've done everything you can think of: keto, Atkins, Jenny Craig, WW, calorie counting, macro counting, you know, and I did carb cycling. And carb cycling really worked well. I feel like back then, I don't know if I just said this, but back then I couldn't find a lot of recipes and stuff because it was so new, but now it's not. So I feel like there are tons of recipes. A lot of times you're going to use a lot more fats because you don't have the carbs. So you can have more cheeses, more avocado, like stuff like that. I still want to keep it pretty healthy, but of course I'll add stuff like that in there. But what I'm thinking is I would have like 3 low carb days throughout the week, 2 high carb days, and then 1 just regular, how I usually eat day. And so I can kind of figure out what days I want to do what, but I think I want to do like Monday, Tuesday, low carb, Wednesday, moderate carb. So like my normal day. Thursday, I could do moderate, maybe 2. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I definitely want Friday and Saturday to be my high carb days. And then Sunday can be a low carb or something, because Friday, Saturday are when I go out to eat, I go do whatever. So I want those to be, I definitely want those days to be my high carb days, unless something happens that week. Like if I know that I'm going out, like this next week, I know on Tuesday I'm going out for my friend's birthday, so I'm going to make Tuesday a high carb day. But that's what's really cool is like, I'll be like, okay, cool. You know, then I'll do Sunday, Monday, low carb. Tuesday will be high carb. Wednesday will be moderate carb. Thursday, moderate carb. And then Friday, low carb. Or you know what I mean? Like I can switch it up. So we'll figure it out. But just for an example, the low carb day, I would eat less than like 50 carbs or less in that day. The medium carb day, I would eat like 40% of my calories. Because you do 20% of your calorie intake is carbs on your low carb day. And then 40% of your calorie intake are carbs on your medium, like moderate carb day. And then 50% of your food are carbs on your high carb days. So I am trying to still stay in a deficit overall, but I'm also going to kind of like lay it out to where same kind of thing, like where I eat 14, 16 on the days that I'm low carb or just moderate carb, still eat that 14, 16 amount of calories. And then on my high carb days, like Friday, Saturday, eat somewhere between like 1,600 to 1,750, 1,800 calories on Friday, Saturday. The reason why my calories were 14, 16 Monday through Thursday and then 16, 29 Friday through Sunday is because I set up my app in the Lose It app that way. The Lose It app decided that for me based off my weight, height, and activity level. And that was for me trying to lose 1.5 pounds per week. So if I only want to lose 1 pound per week, I have a lot more calories to eat. So I can eat around like 1,500 or 1,600 on my Monday through Thursday. And then I can eat around almost 1,800 on my Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I am also going to be a little more lenient with that because I know my body likes to have a little higher calorie. And either way, I'm not losing 1.5 pounds per week eating this low of calories even still. So I'm definitely going to change that up to just losing 1 pound a week and upping my calorie intake. But anyway, so here's what a low carb day could possibly look like. I wrote down some options. I'm obviously going to try to figure out what I'm going to have for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack for my low carb days for this coming week. And I'll share that with you. And then I want to obviously still have food that I want to eat for my high carb days or regular carb days type of thing. But those are easy for me. Like I know how to eat carbs, you know what I'm saying? So it's more of the low carb days that I need to kind of meal prep for. So for breakfast, for example, you can have eggs with avocado, bacon. Like I think I'm going to make little omelet cups, like the little muffin cups, and put bacon, spinach, a little avocado, and some like tomato or something in these with egg, like full actual eggs. And that's going to be like a breakfast. And then for lunch, I could do like a taco salad. And you can have cheese, avocado and stuff in my taco salad as well. I could do my salad that I had done, the summer salad, but the beans are high in carb. So also the dressing I think is a little higher in carbs. So I'm still trying to keep everything under 50 carbs that day. So I'd have to look into that, but you can do different types of salads with like greens, cheese, meats, stuff like that. And then for dinner, I could do like shrimp stir fries, steak stir fries, with just veggies and steak. I could do like deli roll-ups without the bread. They do have keto bread that you can make. So if I wanted to, I could technically make keto bread and then have a piece of bread with things, but it would obviously be very low carb bread. That's something that I could look into as well. So, and then like buffalo chicken dip, chicken salad, you can eat all of that. And then for desserts, I could have like plain Greek yogurt. I could put like some type of flavoring in there. I could do the desserts, like kind of the harder part, which I'd have to figure out like what I could eat for like sweets. But there are a lot of low carb options out there now, which is awesome, like frozen low carb things. So I could look into all of that and just see what desserts I want to do. But for snacks, I could do cottage cheese, which I don't really like, so I probably won't do that. But like celery, you can do celery and peanut butter, but you just got to make sure it fits within your carbs, because peanut butter does have some carbs in it. Beef jerky, you can do hummus and veggies. So there's a ton of different options. I'm trying to look into like what I want to do for that day. I definitely need to find a sweet. But like in the freezer section, I see all of these like keto low carb desserts, and I had like a carb lean dessert, so I'd have to see how many carbs is in that, but that's the plan. And I just want to see how this works with my body. I also want to incorporate, like I said, more HIIT workouts. So on my low impact days, I'll just go out and walk my couple miles, but I'll probably do, maybe I like sprint for a second, then walk, then sprint for a second, then walk, then sprint, and so on. And so I just need to switch it up a little bit. And the calorie counting has been going really well. I have slowly lost like 1.5 pounds, but that's better than what was going on with WW. I had completely like stalled out and I couldn't really get anywhere. So I'm excited about that. I'm interested to see how this works. I know I've been kind of switching it up a lot lately, but I can tell pretty quickly if something's kind of working for my body. And so I want to do the calorie counting, but also include the carb cycling, because I'm still going to make sure I eat the right amount of calories per day, and stay in a deficit. And then just have 2 days a week, like Friday, Saturday, where I eat my higher calories, but it's still within my deficit, So we're not doing a refeed day. Later on, I might incorporate one of those like once a month where I just like have go all out, do whatever you want, eat whatever you want day. I feel like those kind of happen naturally anyways when you kind of fall off the wagon at a weekend event or something like that. So that usually happens to me anyways once a month. But yeah, so that's the plan. That's what I'm looking into doing. I'm by no means like a professional, obviously, and I'm just doing my own thing. So feel free to do whatever you want to do. I just always want to tell you guys what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And like I said, I've had a personal trainer, I've had a nutritionist, I've gone through a lot of like weight loss things. And so I'm by no means a professional. I'm by no means know exactly what I'm talking about, but I feel like I know a little bit about a lot. And the one thing I did remember about the carb cycling is it did work really well for me when I did do it. And I do know that my body acclimates so quickly and so well. So it'll be a nice little mix up. And I also just find it fun. Like, I think it'll be fun to find some more calorie, like more low carb meals. Like, cause I don't usually make those. Like, I think it'd be fun to just like figure out like stuff that I love to eat. And then I can have those naturally on my low carb days, and they can become staples, because it's kind of just fun to dive into different diets and different plans. But I'm still just on a calorie deficit. I just want to incorporate some days where I eat a lot lower carb, so that I can see if that helps my body to regulate my hormones better. First of all, that's also a thing, like a side effect of this, but also just help it to like keep it guessing. And I just remember when I did it, I had like a diary that I was like reading. I was dropping weight pretty quickly, and I also was liking the low carb days. At first, it kind of made me lethargic, like a little more tired on those days. And I got like a headache one day, but because I'm only doing this for like 2 days in a row and then going to high carb, I'm hoping that that's not going to be the case, because that was when I was doing kind of a lot of low carb days. And for this, I'm not doing it so much. So let's see. So we'll do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we could do Monday low, Tuesday high. This is for next week. So next week I have my friend's birthday party on Tuesday. And then I'll figure out the calories for there. So on the Lose It app, all over, like across the whole week, it'll tell you if you're over or under for the whole week's time. So even if I don't do it on the days it tells me to, like because I have the weekends with higher calorie, if I want to move my higher calorie day to Tuesday, I don't change anything on it. It just says I'm over by 500 or 400 calories, but then by the end of the week it evens out, right? Because then I won't eat those calories on that Friday or Saturday. So Monday low, Tuesday high, Wednesday moderate, Thursday low, Friday low, because I already had whatever, Saturday high, and then Sunday moderate. Yeah, and I'll look up too if it's better to have a moderate day after a high day, or if it's better to just go low. That's what we're going to change this to, actually. We're going to do Monday low, Tuesday high, Wednesday low, Thursday low, Friday moderate, Saturday high, Sunday moderate. And then it'll go back to low. Yeah, okay, that's what we're doing. So then we would have 1, 2, 3 low days, 2 high days, and 2 moderate days. So we're going to start with that. We're just going to see how it goes. And again, I can change it every week, which is nice. And that keeps your body guessing too. So like the following week, I'd have to see like what's going on the following week. You know what I mean? And do I need a high day on a different day? Type of thing. So I kind of want to see how that goes. And then I also can see too, would I rather have low carb days and then only 1 high day and some moderate days in there. We'll figure it out. But that's the plan, Stan. And I just wanted to let you guys know. But thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I'm not a professional, okay? I'm just doing what I want to do. And you can have your opinions about it, and that's okay. But I just like to try things out. I just like to see what works. I just like to switch things up. And again, I did this before. And that was what was happening, was I did high, low, moderate, and it worked really well. So, anywho, thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't, because it really helps support my channel. I post every Monday and Thursday. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.